Hi guys, we're doing lesson 1.6 other equations of lines. Our essential question is how is point slope form used to write equations into graph lines? So we're going to go ahead down here to our definitions here. So our first definition is standard form, and standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are constants. Okay, just some number. And then we have slope-intercept form, which you guys know is y equals mx plus b, where m is my slope and b is my y-intercept. Okay, and then we have point slope form. And you've learned point slope form. You've probably used point slope form, but not very often, and we're going to use it a lot today. Point slope form says y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where m is my slope and x1, y1 is some point. Okay, it's just some point on the line. On the line. I guess I better put that. Some point on the line. Okay, so now we're going to go to our first problem. And our first problem says find the equation in point slope form of the line having the specified slope and containing the point indicated, then graph the line. Okay, so we're going to write an equation in point slope form. So what is point slope form? Well, point slope form again says y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so I'm going to just substitute it in. So as I substitute it in, it says y minus 2 equals negative 4 times x minus 1. Since this is x and this is y, okay, of my point. And then I have my slope, okay? So I know I went over that a little fast because we did do that in class. I'll go a little slower next time, so sorry. Now I'm going to graph it. So I'm going to start with my point. And my point is negative 1, 2. So I'm going to start there. And then I have my slope. And my slope is negative 4 over 1, because how do you turn a whole number into a fraction? You put a 1 underneath it, right? So now I have my rise over my run, and I'm going to just start at the point that they give me. I know that this point is on the line, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1, and put my next point, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. Or I could go backwards. I could go up 4 and back 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, back 1. Okay, and then I'm going to draw my line, and that's all I'm going to do. It doesn't matter where I start on my line. As long as I know the point is on my line, I can use my slope from there because it's just a step. It's just a step. It starts at that point. It'll eventually, my slope, even if I started at my y-intercept, I'm eventually going to land at that point that they gave me, 1, 2. So that's how that works. We're going to try it again. I'm going to slide this up here. Okay, and we're going to try this again. So I know this is x1 and this is y1, and let's slide it down just a tad so I can see my equation there. So there's my point there. Here is my point slope form. I want to write it in this equation. Okay, and then I'm going to graph it. So I'm going to write it in the equation first, which says y minus y1, which is negative 4, equals 1/2 times x minus negative 2. And now I need to simplify it because I can't have two negatives together. I can't have two signs together. So I'm going to simplify, which says y plus 4 equals 1/2 times x plus 2. Notice if my sign is negative, in my equation it becomes plus. When it was positive, it stayed negative. So if I have to do this backwards, my signs are going to flip, which, by the way, I will have to do backwards eventually. My signs just change places. So now I'm going to plot my point, which is negative 2, 4, negative 2, negative 4, which is here. So I know this point is on the line because my directions told me it was. And then I'm going to use my slope, which is 1 over 2. M equals 1 over 2. So this is my rise, and this is my run. So I'm going to go up 1 over 2. up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And then I'm just going to connect the points. Beautiful. Okay, and there's your line. Awesome. So now I'm going to do another one here. I think I had 2 or 3 for you guys to do, and these are the ones that you are supposed to do, but I will go ahead and do them in the video, so you can hopefully understand a little better. If you understand this part, you can go ahead and skip it. So this is x1, y1. So I'm going to do y minus 1 equals negative 5 times x minus 4. And then my point, my slope is negative 5 over 1. And my point is 1, 4. So 1, 4. Negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. And I can't go in the other direction because I've only got 4 up. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to draw this as a straight line. There we go. Hopefully you guys can use the side of your phone or whatever you need to draw a straight line and make it look a little better for you. And then here's B, and it looks like we have at least 2 more to do. I'm just going to put them both on the screen at the same time here. So I'm going to rewrite this point slope form. Point slope form says y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so I have x1. Sorry, I just want to look. Uh-oh, it is. So C is, this B is actually the same equation, so I guess we're not going to do this one. I don't know what I was thinking here, so same as the very first problem we did. So we're just going to go ahead and go on to C here and do C. So here we go. So x1, y1. So I've got y minus 6 times, y minus 6 equals negative 3/2 times x plus 5, right? Minus a minus is a positive. So then my slope is negative 3/2, and my point is negative 5, 6. Okay, negative 5, 6. And then what do? I go down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2. And attempt to draw a straight line. Well, that one's better than the rest of them were. Okay, so hopefully you can do this. I think in Delta Math you're actually going to do this one backwards. They're going to give you actually I think a little bit later we're going to put it into this form and then put it into a slope-intercept form, and then you're not going to graph it. I'm not sure. I can't remember. So sorry. It's been a while since I've done that. So here's our next set of problems. It says for each point slope form, point slope equation listed state the slope and a point on the graph. So they want me to go backwards this time. They've given me the equation. Instead of starting with the slope and the point, they've given me the equation. They want me to pull the slope and the equation out. Well, I do know that my slope, well, let's write point slope form again. So this is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? So I know that this is my slope, okay? And this is y1. And this is x1, okay? So I know that because that's where I substitute them out. So I can say m equals 6. And my point, because they're negative and it's minus, when I pull them out, they're just going to be positive. So this is 1 and 5. So in order to put that into my equation, the negative has to be there. So when I pull them out of my equation, that means they come out as a positive. So it's 1, 5. 1, 5. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the next one. And the numbers that I'm looking at are this one, and this one. So I've got m equals -10/3, and my point is going to be my x. That's positive. In order for me to put it in here and this negative to become a positive, that means my number has to originally be a negative, because a negative times a negative is a positive. And -4, 6. Or you can think about it is when it comes out of the equation, the sign changes. So this was a positive, it comes out as a negative. This is a negative, it comes out as a positive, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, again, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at, oh, there's no number here, this number, and this number. Okay, so my slope equals 3/4, and my point is 5, and then there's no number with the 0. That means that number is no number with the y. That means that point is 0. Okay, so here's this, and this. And my slope is -7, and my point is 2, -1. Okay, so my slope is -2/3, and my point is -8, 4. And my slope is 5, and my point is 0, 0. Good job, you guys. Okay, so now we're going to go on to this section here, and it said, let's see if we can see what it says here. Find an equation of a line having the specified slope and containing the indicated point. Write your, so it says find an equation, write your final answer as a linear function in slope-intercept form, then graph the line. Okay, so we're going to write it in slope-intercept form first, but they give me a point and a slope, which means I'm going to write it in point-slope form first. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And so then we've got y minus 5 equals -4 times x plus 1. And then to get it in slope-intercept form, I need to get rid of the parentheses, so I'm going to distribute. So y minus 5 equals -4x minus 4. Add 5. So I get y equals -4x plus 1. Okay? So m, my slope is -4/1, which we already knew, and my y-intercept is 1. So I'm going to start at 1, and I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Or I can go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back 1. And look, I'm on that point that they gave me, -1, 5. And then I draw my line. Okay, there we go. So next, I'm going to do the same thing again. I don't know if I can get them both on. Oh, I can get them both on here. Great. Okay. So here we go. Y minus 3 equals 1/4 times x minus 0. I'm going to distribute. So I get y minus 3 equals 1/4 x. Add 3. So my equation becomes y equals 1/4 x plus 3. So my slope equals 1/4, and my y-intercept equals 3. So I'm going to be at 0, 3, and I'm going to go down 1 and over 4. Down 1 over, oh, no, wrong way. Up 1 and over 4. Up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4, or I can go down 1 and back 4, down 1 and back 4. There you go. Number A, I'm going to do this one. Same thing. Did I do the same thing over again? I did. So part A is the same as number 1. Wow, I'm having a good day whenever I was making this. So let's go ahead and see if there's another. Okay, there's at least one more problem for us to do. Okay, let's try this one. So I've got y plus 6 equals 2/7 times x minus 0. So I've got y plus 6 equals 2/7 x minus 6 minus 6. So y equals 2/7 x minus 6, where m equals 2/7 and b equals -6. So I'm going to start at -6, and I'm going to go up by 2 and over by 7 and down 2 and over 7. Back 7. And there's my line. Okay? Nice job, you guys. So, the last section here says, find an equation of the line containing each pair of points. Write your final equation as a linear function in slope-intercept form. So now they've just given me 2 points. So first I have to find the slope. So I have to use, they've given me 2 points. I can use point-slope form if I can find the slope between 2 points, which of course you can. So I'm going to write over here, I want to use point-slope form, right, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. But I have to know my slope. Well, how do I find my slope? Well, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, I subtract my y's and I subtract my x's and I get my slope. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So subtract my y's, subtract my x's. So m is going to equal 8 minus 4 over 3 minus 1, which is 4 over 2, or 2. Okay, so then I need to pick a point, and it doesn't matter which point I pick, I'm going to get the same answer. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one because it's got smaller. Now the only reason I'm picking it, I'm going to tell you, smaller numbers. That's it. That's the only reason on this one. I'm picking it because it has smaller numbers. Okay, and I'm going to plug it into the point slope form. So I've got y minus 4 equals 2 times x minus 1. So y minus 4 equals 2x minus 2. Add 4, and I get y equals 2x plus 2. Done. Okay. Next one. Same thing. I need to find my slope first. So there we go. So I'm going to do m equals -5 minus a -10 over -3 minus a -6. So I've got 5 over 3. Okay, so I've got my slope. And then I'm going to pick a point, any point that I want. And I'm going to pick, let's see, which one am I going to, again, I'm just going to pick this one, y, smaller numbers. That's the only reason. They're both negatives. They're both, so I'm just going to pick that one because it's got smaller numbers. That's all. Okay, so I've got y plus 5 equals 5/3 times x plus 3. Okay, so then I've got y plus 5 equals 5/3 x plus 15/3. So then y plus 5 equals 5/3 x plus 5. So subtract 5, and I get y equals 5/3 x. Done. Okay. 2 more problems and we're finished. So slope again. I'm going to find my slope. So let me slide this up just a little bit so I have a few more lines to write on. So find my slope. So m is going to equal -1 minus a -5 over 0 minus 2, which is going to be 4 over -2 or -2. Okay, so I'm going to pick a point, and again I'm going to pick the second one, same reason, smaller numbers. Okay, oh, I did so good on when I was making these notes. I'm going to have to fix all of it. Smaller numbers, okay? So I've got y plus 1 equals negative 2 times x minus 0. So y plus 1 equals negative 2x. Subtract 1. I get y equals negative 2x minus 1. And then this is the same as number 1. So we're not going to do that one either. So this is the lesson. Sorry about the internet today. I will see you on Monday. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.